Hope you're all still awake. Late Night Mega here. And last time our Gastrodon died. Because of course it did. And we got a new upgrade to our bike. I've been looking forward to this because this lets us actually cross water now. Oh, we also caught a Magikarp. Because I still had a catch at Motostoke City that we did not take yet. So we should have a Gyarados? I should have done training off camera for all this. The octopus thing. Okay, now I entirely... Why am I leading with this? I entirely misjudged this thing's type. It's also level 50. Surprised I got away. I thought, looking at that thing, it would be a water type. Or possibly a water fighting type. I think it probably should be a water fighting type. That would make it more interesting. Because we don't have a lot of water fighting types in the history of the game. We have Poliwrath and Keldeo. And that's about it. But we have way too many just plain water types. We don't need more just plain water types. It's not a water type at all. It's a plain fighting type. Another thing we don't necessarily need more of is plain fighting types. Especially after Gen 5. Oh, no, I did not level up the Magikarp yet. Oh, this is a Fisher. I did not want to get into a battle with the Fisher. Well, this could be bad. A Quillfish. That's a water poison type. This is not going to go well. It's only level 39. We can handle this. You can handle this. You can take this out with a Pyro Ball. Well, you can almost take it out with a Pyro Ball. Poison Jab, okay. It's like, what am I going to switch into here? Something that's weak to water? Cinderace is poisoned. Yeah, I do feel it was a missed opportunity to not have Grapplot be a water fighting type. Because it would totally fit as a water fighting type. We use U-turn, so we have to swap to another Pokemon pair. And then we're actually going... Oh, we can get hit by the hail. But then we're actually going to get a chance to switch out again. Pukimugu. I'm probably not pronouncing that right either. That's a Pokemon from Gen 7? 6? 7. 7. I don't know, most of the new Pokemon from Gen 6 onward are going to be pretty much new to me because I've had so little experience with most of them. But especially the Gen 7 Pokemon. Hey, here's something that's not weak to water. So this thing, it's like a water-type version of Shuckle. Well, in the competitive scene, not that it's used a ton in competitive, but what it does is it will use like a Toxic Protect sort of thing. And it has pretty high defensive stats. And it's using Counter. That's actually really annoying. What am I supposed to do against this? Everything I have is a physical attacker, isn't it? Do I even have special attacks on this team? I was actually just going to keep going for Counter. Yeah, of course, the hail is non-stop. That's not helping either. It's no longer being taunted, but it wasn't using anything that... Yeah, we can do that anyways. I don't know if it can... Ah, haha. See, it was trying to do something. I don't know if it can... If it gets recover. I don't know if it gets recover. I know it can be a somewhat annoying Pokemon to deal with. We might just end up using the hail to kind of stall this thing out a bit. And we can paralyze it. As it just keeps spamming counter. Does this thing get mirror code as well? I honestly don't know. It shook off the taunt. Yeah, that was not close enough to kill it. Well, it's using counter, but since we don't do a ton of damage, counter doesn't do a ton of damage to us. So what counter does is, if you're hit by a physical, if you use counter or mirror coat, you will automatically go last in the turn. It doesn't matter what your speed is or what your opponent's speed is or anything like that. Inner's out. Oh, that's just going to damage me upon die. And then it just spews its innards out. Okay. So what counter and mirror coat do, make you go last, and then for counter, if you took physical damage from a physical attack, you will end up dealing whatever the HP you lost, you'll deal double that amount to your opponent. So if you lost 42 HP from an attack, use counter, you will deal 84 damage to your opponent. There's no defense, stats don't matter on that. It's strictly the amount of HP you lost from the hit. And Mirror Coat does the same thing, except for special attacks. And we're gonna talk to... I'm not gonna go camping with this guy out here in the cold snowiness. I don't like camping, like, at all. And there's another trainer over there. We're gonna ignore him for now. There's a... How are you wearing next to nothing? You're wearing, like, swim trunks out here when it's cold and snowy and hailing. I can promise you you're not doing that for very long. It's not good for your health. Well, there are people that do that for like a polar plunge sort of thing. I don't like the cold. I don't like the snow. I don't like the winter. I definitely wouldn't go camping in the cold snow winter, because I don't like camping either. So you're combining like two of the things that I probably hate the most. There are a few other things, but those two are somewhere up there on the list of activities that I would not enjoy doing. And likewise, since I don't like winter, any winter-related outdoor activities like skiing or snowboarding, I'm not going to like those. A polar plunge type of thing where you get in your swimsuit and in the middle of winter you cut a hole in a frozen lake and then jump in it and jump out real quick. No. Actually, the closest thing I did to that would be I did have some people at the time that convinced me to do the cold water challenge thing with them back when that was popular. You guys remember that, right? Where you have to go and submerge yourself in a body of cold water, and this is being done like around springtime, like April or May. So just as things were starting to thaw and the temperatures were like around 50 degrees. Yeah, it was really cold. I did it. I can say I did it along with some other people. Didn't do it again. I did the ice bucket thing, but that ended up being in like summertime, so that wasn't an issue at all. But I do remember that day, like, we ended up having, just with our schedules and everything, we ended up having to get up like extra early on, it's like on a Friday or a Saturday morning to meet and then go out and do this cold water challenge. And then we did the thing, and then we all like went back home or whatever, wherever. Yeah, we all went back to our respective homes, and I was talking to the one guy who did it later, and he's like, yeah, I went home and I was like shivering for hours, and I'm like, yeah, me too. And I just went home and I like put blankets on me, and my legs were super cold for hours because we were at this like pond area, so we had to like run out deep enough so that we could actually submerge ourselves, and then had to come back. So our legs ended up being the coldest parts for that. But fortunately, we didn't get like sick or anything from it, so you don't have to worry about that. Of course, you don't have to worry about that. I mean, it was years ago, after the recording of this, so you're not gonna be worried about it at all. Be more worried about that Magikarp not being a Gyarados yet. Oh, actually, I know how I end up leveling up the Magikarp. I use... At some point, I'm going to realize that fighting all these water types in this area is not going to go well when 3 of my 5 members are weak to water and 1 is level 16. So, what I end up doing somewhere off camera, I think it happens in this episode. It should be. No, there's a doubles battle with water. And they're just standing there in their swims. Like, that would not... No. That would not be me. That is much too cold. The only time I like being cold is like on those really hot summer days when you jump into a cold pool. That's when I like it. That's when it's fun. But to be outside in the cold... Oh, you're not... Secret Beach. Secret Beach. Oh, we got Dive. Again, you guys are like ready for the cold water challenge. You're even using Dive. Yeah, you don't go to beaches in the wintertime. It's just too cold. Yeah, no kidding. I'm getting cold just watching these people. Even though these are not real people, this is a video game, I'm still getting cold just thinking about and watching this. Oh, Rock Slide is a TM. That's cool. Finally, a more useful TM. I love it when we have those. Can anything learn? Stunfisk can learn Rock Slide, and so can Silver. We're going to give Silver a Rock Slide over Rock Tomb. I don't need to lower speed with everything. Alright, and then we have... Ew. Hey, we actually caught one of... Well, we encountered one of these Mantines. For a little while, I was thinking that all the Mantines that kept jumping out of the water were going to be so difficult to run into. They are still kind of difficult to run into. You kind of got to get lucky with those. There's another trainer over there. No, do not come near me. I know you're a swimmer. I know swimmers... Oh, a normal gem. We don't have any of the other gems in this game. Oh, so I'm just going to go right after the swimmer. Finished all your warm-ups. No, you haven't. You cannot possibly be warmed up. Swimmer Logan. So yeah, I did the cold water challenge thing when it was around 50 degrees. And there's people that do the polar plunge thing when it's, you know, dead of winter and snowing outside and like 0 degrees. And they're diving in this thing. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I can't do that. Wishy-washy. This is Gen 7 Pokemon that is almost killing Silver. But now we have Sand up. So we're going to get Sand in his swim shorts over there. That is my plan. Make this guy have a rash, and then he withdraws his Pokemon and runs away. Seems like a valid strategy. But Wishy-Washy, I do remember him from Gen 7 because he actually cost me my first Nuzlocke attempt in Pokemon Moon. Because Totem Pokemon, hey, this is a great time to rant about Totem Pokemon. I hate the Totem Pokemon concept from Gen 7. It was basically like Game Freak said, okay, we don't know how to design challenging gym leaders anymore, so we're going to get rid of gym leaders. And instead of... And they can design challenging gym leaders. I mean, we've had some... I'd say the gym leaders here have been pretty decent challenges. But they decided to do away with gym leaders, and instead they had these Totem Pokemon. So what you had to do is you would fight against this Totem Pokemon, except this Totem Pokemon would get all sorts of boosts and buffs. And to the point, it was not a fair battle. They made it a grossly unfair, completely stupid battle. When I did my second Pokemon Moon Nuzlocke attempt, the one where I actually got to the champion and won, I swear, like 90% of my deaths, is probably even more than that, probably like 95% of my deaths, were either from Totem Pokemon, or they were from Z moves. And I hate both of those things. I'm glad both of those things are not in this game. So Totem Pokemon, basically they'd come out, they'd get like a special boost to their stats, just because. Sometimes it was, in the early few that you fought against, it was just like one stat that got buffed. Like if something had low speed, it would get a 2-stage boost to their speed, almost like they used agility. Or boost their attack power, like they used Sword Stamps. It's like, okay, well that's their idea of making it challenging. So even if your Pokemon are the same level, you're not at equal footing. But wait, it gets worse. So the Wishy-Washy specifically, the reason why it wrecked me, is because they decided, okay, we're gonna give this thing, what was the stat boost it got? Was it speed? I don't think it was speed. I remember it had some sort of big stat boost upon entering, and it was in Rain, permanent Rain, so all its water attacks were powered up. The thing was just completely ridiculous to deal with. But no, Totem Pokemon get worse than that. Totem Pokemon, after the first turn, they get to summon other Pokemon to come and help them. And so it turns into a 2-on-1 fight. All the Totem battles are 2-on-1 fights. And the partner Pokemon can, like Alomomola, ended up using Heal Pulse and just kept healing Wishy-Washy. While its supercharged, I think it was using Water Gun. But its Water Gun was just killing everything because it was boosted. I think it got a boost to its special attack. Because it got a boost to its special attack and the Rain and the Stab and it was ridiculous how many boosts it had. And this was the second Totem Pokemon in the game. Just to bring some clarity to this. So this wasn't like deep in the game and you have this difficult Wishy-Washy battle. No, it's the second Totem battle. And you know what? I would be almost okay with them getting to summon another Pokemon. And even if you knock out that other Pokemon, they just summon another one. I think there's like a limit to the number they summon. I think it's like 2 or 3 or something. I could even be wrong on that. Maybe they'll just have a chance of keep summoning them after that. But regardless, it is ridiculous. You got tired from your warm-ups. Yeah, okay, whatever. I'm gonna go warm up by having some hot chocolate or something. Oh, no, I didn't want to run into you. I have had enough Toxapex. I don't want to fight a Toxapex. It's a water poison type that is really super defensive. It's a Gen 7 Pokemon. It's pretty good. We're gonna end up using it in competitive at some point. I say this, but yet, by the time you actually see this video, I probably have already used Toxapex in competitive. I need to stop saying that phrase, because it really doesn't make sense when I've been uploading competitive Pokemon ranked singles videos long before I even started uploading this Nuzlocke. Anyways. Yeah, I hated the totem Pokemon concept. And it would be... I'd be more okay with them getting to summon a second Pokemon and turning it into a... Well, no, because my idea would not be a 2-on-1 battle. But if they summon a second Pokemon, I get to throw out a second Pokemon and we have a doubles battle. I would have been okay with that. At that point, I would have been okay with it. But what we actually got was more like, hey, we don't know how to make things difficult, so we're just going to make this a 2-on-1 fight, and we're going to supercharge the totem Pokemon stats. The later totem Pokemon you fought ended up getting supercharged all of their stats. It was stupid. It's like, this is not... I mean, yes, it's technically more difficult, but it's difficult for the wrong reasons. It's difficult for the sake of being difficult, not difficult because it's a good and balanced challenge. I'd say the challenges we've had in this game have been good and balanced challenges. You know, it's not like when we get to the gym battle, only the gym leader gets to Dynamax their Pokemon. No, that wouldn't be good and balanced, in my opinion. But we also get to Dynamax our Pokemon in those battles. So that's cool. I'm cool with that. And then the Z moves. Oh my gosh. That was the other thing that just killed most of my things in the Pokemon Moon Nuzlocke. If you didn't resist a Z move, and I couldn't always tell which Pokemon had a Z move, or even if you did know which Pokemon had the Z move, you didn't always know when they were going to bust it out. But basically, anytime I got hit with a Z move, if I did not resist that type, it killed the Pokemon. It was stupid. And there were like some random trainers that would have Z moves as well. Like, you couldn't predict the things. Here, only the gym leaders have been Dynamaxing their Pokemon. It's only been happening in those Dynamax Stadium battles. It's not happening like out here on these random routes. And I like that. I like the concept. I like how this game handles Dynamaxing. Would I prefer if Dynamaxing didn't exist? Possibly. But you know what? I'm okay with the concept. I'm pretty okay with the concept. I like it far better than what we had in Gen 7. With the Z moves and the totem Pokemon. Okay, with that, we're on dry land again. I need to level up this Magikarp. So I'm going to do that. And I will see you guys... Oh, I got a Pearl. I will see you guys next time.